What a player. What a beautiful,
Tony Greig.
what an amazing player.
यार कुछ नहीं है. I mean थोड़ा बहुत प्रैक्टिस कर लेंगे तो सबको आ जाएगा यार. It's no big deal. और वो क्या बोलते हैं यार, वो क्या होता है ना यार, वो पैशन होता है ना यार, वो फिर हो जाता है. मतलब विराट is someone who's he's very tough.
You're blaming him now.
No, I'm not blaming him.
मैं नहीं कर सकता because it's his fault. Virat, please call up. So Shaarang is here, Shaarang Shringarpure, which means he is related to one of our leading lights in IVM. I will show you a picture. Tejas Shringarpure. So I want to ask you, Tejas का कुछ relationship है?
Not really, but maybe after today I will find out. We have a small clan actually, just like the Parsis. Shringarpure is a
do me a favor. Clan. Do me a favor. And I'm saying this because I like you and I'm a friend. Deny any involvement with Tejas. Hey, so small clan, Parsis, all that is fine. I understand that. But remove yourself from this relationship. Because when you meet this Tejas from IVM, you will definitely change your name to Sharma from tomorrow. I'm telling you right now in writing, I'm writing in blood and giving it. Don't write in blood, whatever you do. Okay, let's get to the point here. Shaarang is a very capable fund manager, which is what we want to talk about. But he's also a very talented mimicry artist with now millions of followers, thanks to all the mimicry that he's been doing. Now, here's what I don't understand, कि market इतना खराब है that a fund manager is down to doing mimicry to pay his bills.
Yeah, I know. So both the things are paying my bills, just to be safe. Just for the record.
But you get into a meeting with clients and then suddenly start talking like an Australian.
I've got that pitch actually. But,
it might work. You never know.
I know.
Because otherwise it's boring. It's sorry to say, but sometimes finance can be very boring. And, presentations can be slow. If you just interject with a little bit of, suddenly you sound like Dhoni or something, I mean, people are going to be like, Huh?
Yeah, I've got these Irish counterparts, but sadly they're not too much into cricket. Yeah, I just wish Ireland cricket gets going and kind of so that
They're playing West Indies as we speak.
And they're getting thrashed.
Yeah. That's okay.
In the last game,
There's some interest. There is some interest.
Yeah. And they've got a very peculiar accent, so it's also pretty nice to capture that. But I don't want to get fired from my job.
So what is the Irish? They are your clients or they are your bosses?
No. They are my counterparts. So I work with them. They also
just
work
colleagues,
with me.
colleagues.
Yeah, colleagues.
Okay. So can you do the Irish accent first in the beginning? The whole show we're going to make you do accents.
I'll do the Northern English accent of
Northern English?
Boycott.
Yorkshire, okay.
Yeah, I tell you what, the traffic while coming here was absolutely rubbish, wasn't it?
Nice.
The Mumbai traffic is absolutely rubbish. I'm settled now, it's pretty good. Lovely studio, mate. Fantastic.
Want to give you a challenge.
Yeah.
You do the Yorkshire accent, North England, whatever you want to call it, but you do it in Hindi. But accent has to be this Yorkshire accent.
Mera Hindi thoda kucha, and
It's sounding South Indian.
Yeah, it's sounding South Indian. It's a South Indian Northern accent.
Very interesting, yeah. Hybrid model, ladies and gentlemen. Only on our show this hybrid model has been created. Okay.
Absolutely.
Shaarang, let's go back to the beginning of your life. So you obviously had a very conventional life also because you're in the fund managing business. Sounds like any, middle class, aspirational, normal, well-educated sort of story. So let's start there and then tell us a little bit about how, obviously mimicry must have been a natural thing, whatever I've noticed of when I meet people who are good at mimicry, it's always something that you can't really train. You can get better, but you basically, like Kunal, my friend, who's also Maharashtrian, but not your cousin, horrible mimic. The worst I've ever met,
Okay.
There are a couple of guys who think they're good mimics and they mimic all the time for no reason. Tejas,
Okay.
your cousin.
Okay. No, I'm Sharma now. So.
Yeah, you're Sharma. You're retired. Bro, I'll keep talking if you don't interrupt in the middle. Because my questions are very long now.
So, I don't know, like this was a very weird thing. So I started way back maybe in 2001 or 2 when I was like 6 or 7 years old. And I had this kida of cricket. I got like every other
So
Indian
cricket
boy.
is fundamental to all your mimicry.
Yeah.
Although of course the accent
because,
then you can take to anywhere.
It's mainly because of cricket and my passion for cricket. So I used to have this small bat and I used to go in front of the mirror.
Aisa baat mat kar.
No.
You can also watch this show.
Okay.
You were saying?
A big bat.
So I'm so sorry, auntie. I don't know what's going on here.
Cut.
Sharma ji.
Sharma
ji ki bolting band.
I was just so amused by the commentary and all this atmosphere, and I used to kind of imagine that I am Sachin Tendulkar and like every other Indian boy. And to get that feel that I'm playing at the MCG, it had to be like, the Channel 9
They're
commentary.
hearing the Aussies talking.
Yeah,
huh?
or the Aussies. If it's somewhere in England.
So
then
we
I
all
would be
did
there.
that. The only thing is we don't do it as well. That's the difference. So you're playing shadow cricket with your bat.
Yeah.
Sachin is batting. They're setting it up
Right,
for you.
right.
So in your mind, when you're playing alone, you're saying the same things. But
Correct.
you picked up the accent.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike. So I'm going to try a little. Sachin 57.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, talk about Ricky Ponting,
Oh,
I think
nice.
we'll start with Ricky, and I think he's a fantastic player. He's a bit hard done by in the recent times in a Punjab
Superb.
Wasps, but yeah, I reckon that was RCB deserved to win, yeah. That's right.
Who's this?
That's probably Ricky Ponting.
Oh, Ricky Ponting. Yeah,
for all you
Little
guys.
faster? Yeah.
Yeah, a little
Excellent.
fast.
Chalo, मैं coaching देता अभी. I'll do tuitions and pick up a little bit here. Sorry. So you were saying, you're a young man, you're doing what most of us who are cricket crazy do, which is you do an impression of the setup, the whole what we call vatavaran and atmosphere that is created by Hindi commentary, English commentary, foreign commentary, which we all grew up depending on where they were playing. So this was your first memory, is it? MCG and Sachin?
Yeah, I would say that. The first memory, I think, was 98 Sharjah, the Desert Storm innings.
Desert Storm.
Yeah.
What a
Wallace.
player. What a beautiful.
Tony Greig.
What an amazing player.
And
This
I
is
had
Tony?
that- yeah, this is Tony.
Yeah. Do a little more,
I had
no?
that, yeah. So there's this one clip where I kind of have picked Tony Greig, even in one of my videos, where he says,
Well, this little man is the nearest thing to Bradman there's ever been. What a wonderful player.
and then he hits it for a 6.
Oh, and he's hit this one, Miles. That's a great shot. Oh, it's a biggie. The little man is at the big fella for 6. Well, he's half his size and he smashed him straight down the ground.
So something like that.
He couldn't resist. This is the actual commentary that you're doing.
This is the actual
And
commentary.
he couldn't resist about the height thing, He himself was about 6'6", Tony Greig. if I
he was
remember
6'6",
correctly.
6'7", yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, he just wanted to rub it in. This small Indian man, chota Indian, chota.
Yeah, but that was amazing. Tony was amazing. That was my...
These are the
first-
guys, your fundamentals came from these guys.
Yeah.
Back in the
Tony,
mid to...
Bill Lawry, all of these guys.
Bill
Richie
Lawry's
Benaud,
also very
Bill Lawry.
distinct.
Got him gone. What a ripper. That's superb bowling. Dear, dear. That's a fantastic delivery.
So that's Bill Lawry.
Yeah.
So all of these guys sort of got a lot of excitement to the game, and there were other English commentators who were not so exciting and snobbish, but
Yeah, slower delivery style. The Aussies were a
Yeah.
little bit more animated.
Yeah,
Tony
I know.
Greig was the first really animated guy who
Yeah,
fits
yeah.
into T20 in a sense. No?
Right.
Because before that, the English commentary was very staid
Yeah.
and straightforward.
Right.
So was Indian commentary in English. And Indian commentary in Hindi was a little bit more elevated.
Yeah.
That's
right.
remained the same for some
That's
reason.
true. That's true. Actually, Navjot Singh Sidhu was a terrific English commentator.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think
He still
after
is. He still does both now.
He still does. Yeah. For the England tour, I think he's doing both. Yeah, he's doing both.
So he'll
He's
get
doing
paid
both.
double. And he's already getting paid on Kapil Sharma's show.
Yeah.
I mean, someone should stop his payments. How can he make so much? But he's a super versatile guy, whatever you say about
fantastic.
him. And he's hardworking.
Yeah.
And he knows his game.
Do you know this one instance where he had with Boycott? Where
They had a fight, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boycott started to needle him, and
Can
he's
you do
like,
both?
yeah, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, अब पेश करते हैं Boycott versus Sidhu.
Boycott was just needling him, and the chabi marta rehta tha. It was like, yeah, Navjot, I mean, Harbhajan is bowling absolutely rubbish. You can't tell me that. It's not good bowling. And then Sidhu absolutely went berserk on Boycott. He's like,
So, Jeffrey, let me tell you one thing. You're like a ship stuck in a fog. You keep blowing your horn. I never said Harbhajan Singh is a better bowler than Muthayam Muralitharan. In fact, I stuck my neck out and said that Muthayam Muralitharan is a great bowler and Harbhajan Singh is an infant who needs to go through the rigors of international cricket. You're like the cock that crows, thinking that the sun has come up only to hear you crow. But that's not the case, boss. So keep on crowing. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo.
I think the script is more or less authentic also.
Yeah.
Right? This is actual interaction.
I'm just here to criticize the
So
snobbish
how do you
English.
remember? I had a friend Vikram Sate who also does a lot of this. He's also quite gifted when it comes to all this. But I think that there are two parts to it. One is the actual impressions which you can do so well. The second is the script.
Yeah.
Which sometimes you have to spin yourself a little bit to make it even funnier, etc.,
Yeah,
etc. So how do you remember the original scripts?
I don't know.
It's
It's
just
just
from
like
childhood.
ingrained in It's just whatever you pick up in childhood. I think it just sort of stays in your muscle.
So how were the parents and friends and all around you when you would start doing these
The
impressions?
great thing was they didn't stop me from. So when I used to do all of this, right, I used to shadow practice. The parents were very supportive. That was the great thing.
Yeah.
You
तो
know,
पागल तो नहीं है, but let it be, no?
Or
He's
otherwise,
young.
they just accepted the fact that I was crazy, and it is how it is. It's, as long as I'm not bothering them.
Did your dad say, call his friends and say, "Ye dekh," and then make
Oh,
it?
my brother used to say,
Show off.
I used to show off. Yeah.
He's like you have this really cute dog in the house.
Yeah.
See the tricks he can do.
I know. I didn't get paid for it, so I was used badly.
But it's a great idea when even in a small group, family, friends, school, college, jo bhi hai, if people point to you and say, this is the guy, immediately you can see they're authentically amused by you. I think that's a great barometer to know that actually is funny or interesting. Like in the room, people have reacted to you really well immediately. So, it's sometimes you have to pretend because the artist is not that talented. They sing something, we all go, wow, both good. Very good, very good, very good. Nice, man. Want to sing one more? Okay. but with you can see.
Time's up.
Yeah, time's up. Come on, let's do some more. So let's talk a little bit about fun. Then we can do rest all cricket. So how did you become a fund manager in the meantime? Because obviously you weren't thinking of this as a job.
Yeah. So I was just like you said, I mean, normal Maharashtrian middle class family, and this was something that sort of came in a lot later in life, and I just showed this to someone, and he was like, you're doing it very well, and I thought it's just friend kheech raha hai, tang kheech raha hai and all. And then when I got to sort of meet a few influential people, and I kind of told them ki I do this and that, and they're like, you're doing it very well, and that's where I kind of realized that maybe I was going through my life all wrong. Kind of, this is what I should be doing.
Lesson to parents out there: don't send them for MBA quickly. First, check if they can do Tony Greig impression.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I kind of figured this out late. But I'm happy with my job as well.
That's what I want to ask you. So you're doing quite well. It's growing a lot, and your reactions are very good. And I can see you doing like shows and stuff.
Yep.
Why would you still keep the fund managing job with the markets being so volatile and the history of the world at the moment being
just
left,
like
right,
Sidhu Paji, just broadcasting plus Kapil Sharma. So it's more of that. So
there's a word for people who want to do every job. They're called certain words. I won't use those words.
Okay, family audience.
Is this our middle class mentality? Like I also was continuing with law when I started. I don't know why I'm comparing myself to you, but anyway. But we have that thing now because we are growing up in such a way that how can you not have a degree? How can you not have a conventional job? Please do this. And even if you buy a Mercedes with it, they'll still be saying, boss, but safety ke liye. Bank pe काम
And the other thing is कि वो middle class mentality की अभी कर दिया है तो you should not get wasted. That's
I love the mentality.
Okay, finally we got the right answer.
The good thing is that when the young when Shaarang has kids, maybe they will be given more flexibility.
No. They have to do at least 15 accents for me to even start.
And they will be better than you. No point being equal.
You.
They have to
They won't
actually be
be
better.
I'll beat them.
Yeah. And God knows, by then Zimbabwe commentators and all, there will be lots more to explore.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, it's still four of the Sena countries are still ruling in terms of commentary.
I know.
But so you kept the job, and you're going to continue as of now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, how much? कितना पैसा बनाते हैं in the fund manager won't talk about funds, and it's very hypocritical. It's like a doctor don't talk about medicine, years. Come on.
No, I talk about funds all day.
Let's play a game. You can do it in any accent you want. More than 10 lakhs a year, more than 20 lakhs, more than 1 crore, more than 2 crores, more than 5 crores. More than 5 crores. So obviously mimicry what mimicry yaar. Waste of time.
I sold my company really well, although I'm not going to name my company, but they'll be pretty happy or sad seeing कि इसको कैसे मिल रहा है.
इस company में Irish लोग बहुत हैं. So now we have to do some maths here to figure out who they are.
Yeah. They are definitely getting more than 5.
Is it called O'Hara and Sons or something?
No.
Morrison. We'll keep naming Irish names. Okay, let's get back. So there are lots of things that you're doing on which you can check it out on. What are
Insta.
Yeah,
mainly on Insta. It's Shaarang_94. I also post on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I post on Insta frequently. So you can check out my channel.
Okay, we'll come back to Australia and England and all. Let's now go to some Desi boys.
Yeah.
Because of course that's the flavor of the month. We have 2 retirees from red ball cricket. Yeah. And we have the great, the one and only MS.
Yeah.
And you do great MS as well. So give us MS.
With someone like Chiku, I would just like to tell that... I told him earlier that, he should be having a statue at the Adelaide Oval. But, the runs that he has got all around the world, he should be having statues everywhere. I know Rohit is someone, when he started to open the batting, that's when he really grew in the confidence and he could prove to the world, he has a lot of talent in him. So, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I think is also that he stays in a staccato, no?
Yeah.
And there's no excitement, there's no up or down really.
Yeah.
It's always in the same way, it doesn't go
Same
anywhere.
way.
And we are learning this. He's coaching me on how to talk about Chico. Chico, of course, is the one and only Virat Kohli's pet name, which I don't think he likes anymore.
Oh.
He was podgy, no?
Yeah.
As a young boy. Hence, I think Chico was when he was a teenager.
Yeah, he was
that's
a
the
teenager.
nickname.
Yeah.
Now he's the god. You can't call the god Chico. People will feel little upset. Yeah.
That's why I use voices too.
No, you're blaming Dhoni. You didn't say.
Yeah.
You're a messenger. You're like a delivery guy. You're Zomato. You're Zomato, but in celebrities.
Yeah.
So, what's your take on two of them now retiring? As we were recording this before the first test, which is in a few days.
Yeah.
You feel good decision or bad decision? I'm a little worried here.
Yeah.
No experience.
Two of them retiring at the same time should be a little worrisome, but still a good chance for other people to come in.
So you both diplomatic answer hai.
Yeah, I have to
Swing to one side. No?
I have to.
You want them in or not in? At least one out of the two should have played the. Virat should have been in the middle order for this.
Virat should have been in the middle
England
order.
series.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Rohit has also accepted that his average was not good for the last year or so.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
But one of them, Virat probably should have been there.
Yeah.
But I think new cycle, new people coming in. But I'm more concerned about our bowling here. I'm just concerned about the fact that Bumrah is going to play 3 test matches. So we are 2 down.
Well, I know we are not selectors, and I know you are not selectors, and
Yeah.
more importantly, you are not the group that runs, not Gambhir and Agarkar and the guys who are running it.
Yeah.
But if we play, our nuclear weapon is Jasprit Bumrah. Arguably now there's no bowler as good as him on any wicket in any part of the world. And we're not saying this as patriots. I think it's a very fair thing because everybody's saying that.
Yeah.
If you play him only 3 tests, your chances of winning the series go down a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean at least 4 tests. I can understand them taking a break, 2 and then a break and then 2.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, of course. Playing just 3
Let's talk
tests
like we are the ones who are making the decision.
Yeah, of course.
You can put out. You can. Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Which selector can you be? Ajit is damn tough. You do Ajit? Ajit is he's got a very neutral accent. It's a little tough.
I don't do a lot of.
You do Saurav?
No. Saurav is again he's difficult to pick because he doesn't have any kind of
mannerisms unstrong.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Neutral, very neutral sounding.
But no, we will give our opinion on this because clearly we are the experts. I just think with Bumrah not being there for all the. You're right.
No,
he should have played 4.
Which of the 3 plays also? No, that's the question.
Yeah, and they're not going to prepare green pitches now.
Well, it also goes into July.
With baseball and all of that
July
stuff.
It's supposed to be a little more easy for batting.
Yeah.
What we just saw with the World Champ.
They'll
Test
prepare
Championship.
flat pitches. They've got flat
So they can
like
score
bullies
400
anyway.
runs.
Yeah. So with the baseball and all, they just prepare docile pitches.
True. But by doing this, we're also discounting on Prasidh Krishna and who's really bowled well.
Krishna is
in
very
BGT
good,
as well. I know IPL should not be a way to look at red ball, but for me, he's number 2.
Yeah.
Siraj has slipped a little bit for
I
me
agree.
right now.
I agree.
put him in number 2.
Yeah.
And then you're wondering who's going to make
Would you
up.
play Sundar as a batsman? Is what?
No, there's no reason to play him as a batsman right now. But you want 2 spinners.
You could probably go in with Sundar as a batsman.
You saw this.
I think
What did Nathan Lyon do? I mean,
no, not with 2 spinners.
Markham got wickets in the end.
Not more with the fact 2 spinners, but I think Sundar's got a great technique, and I think
Also, big match player. If you look at what he did in Australia,
he's very good. And I think the only reason he's kind of faded away is because of his injury. And I think apart from that, I think he's someone who can be groomed as a proper batsman.
As long as Ashwin was there up to December, there's no question in my mind that Ashwin cannot be replaced.
Yeah.
When Ashwin goes like for like, then Sundar comes in.
Yeah.
Plus he bats left-handed.
Yeah,
right?
he bats well.
Yeah.
I think more for his batting than for his bowling.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, but he got all those wickets against New Zealand. We lost the series, but he was the one who got wickets.
Exactly. So he provides a good all-round balance. And I think Gigi likes picking all-rounders.
Gigi likes him, but then what happens to Jadeja? I will not play 2 spinners in England unless maybe Oval, maybe, depending on the wicket.
The way Jadeja has been batting, I think both of them play as batsmen.
Yeah.
He's saved
But
us so many times.
Kitna spin ho jayega?
Yeah, not too
There's no
much spin.
5th day wicket. The match is ending in 3.5
like
days.
I said, Sundar plays as a batsman who can bowl more than.
If you need him in certain situations, or resting the fast
Maybe,
bowlers, then holding job, I would prefer
Yeah.
Jadeja. Who bowls wicket to wicket and you don't really
Right.
score of him too much.
Yeah.
Sorry, we digress into mad cricket conversation. ये तो comedian है. They're saying comedy कहाँ है बेंचो? What's the joke? Where's the punch? And what about Shardul? So you considering the situation is where 4 seamers, everyone will try and play 4 seamers, even though 4 seamers slightly weaker.
I think Reddy plays.
Reddy has to play.
Reddy plays.
And you call him your 4th seamer.
Yeah.
Even though the bowling is not up to the mark,
Yeah.
we're being open.
That is the problem.
So Shardul's bowling is.
That's where with
Sundar, you probably get your sixth option, and Sundar plays as a
क्या
batsman.
करेगा 6 ऑप्शन के साथ?
But the way Reddy is bowling, I think we'll probably need more than
So
six
what?
options.
That's not nice.
No.
Yeah, he's still young. You never know. He can get
No,
faster,
he's
better,
fantastic.
Yeah.
I like him, but it's just the fact that if they prepare flat pitches, it won't suit.
So
his
give me
bowling.
your 11 for the first test in Headingley, and considering that is expected to be a little bit more fast bowler paradise, and then maybe it'll get flatter as you said. So we'll open with definitely with Jaiswal and KL.
KL and Jaiswal
set.
at 3. Gill.
Oh, Gill at 3.
Yeah, Gill will play at 3, right? Gill will play at 3.
Okay.
Because I don't think they'll.
Sai
straight away-
Sudarshan?
Oh, otherwise, yeah, Sai Sudarshan. I would draft in Sai Sudarshan,
Then
but I
3.
don't think they would do that.
So who's at 3?
Then I would pick Sai at 3.
And Shubman at 4.
Shubman at 4.
Karun Nair at 5.
Yeah, they will
Look like
draft
they'll
in
play
Karun,
him.
but yeah.
And
I'm
Rishabh goes to
still-
6
yeah,
because you want
Rishabh
to keep
will
him
go at
towards the
6.
back half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jadeja at 7.
7 is
and
all
then
rounder. So Jadeja is all rounder.
Yeah. And then
Now
the
is your
4
problem.
Yeah.
So 3
4
seamers we
bowlers
have.
will- yeah.
What's your number 8?
Yeah. It will have to be ready. So that's why I said
The
I'd
bats as
probably
low
go
as
in
8?
with Sundar. Yeah. Probably if you go in with Sundar, you'll have like 3 all-rounders, but 3 batting all-rounders.
Yeah.
So,
Really?
Yeah. With
And 2 of them hardly getting to bowl in these conditions.
Yeah.
And then your 3 seamers are, of course, Bumrah,
Bumrah,
Prasidh
Krishna,
and
and
Siraj.
Reddy as the 4th seamer,
And then your
and
spin
Jadeja, and probably
Yeah,
Sundar if he plays. But
We
I
also
think they
have
will play Nair.
wicket keeping options bhi hai.
Yeah.
We have Rishabh, if his back
Yeah.
is spinning, then KL can step up. So options are many.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
As long as Bumrah plays 5 tests. Yeah.
Well, 5 tests with his
He won't,
action
he
will
won't,
be
he
tough. But 4, I think
He'll play-
4 is a
yeah,
fair call.
he'll-
I think between the first and second there's a 7-8 day break. Yeah.
They
So-
said that he'll just play 3 probably.
No, but he can play if there's a 7-8 day break. No, how long?
Can, but yeah.
I think in 2 of the tests there's a break which is slightly longish. The other 3 there's less break.
Yeah.
Okay, too much serious conversation. We'll get back
Yeah,
to what he does best, which is lots and lots of impressions. One I find tough to do is Rohit Sharma. There's a Bombaya style of talking and the the loose Hindi style that we have and all that's there. But his tone and all is a little difficult to pick.
Yeah, it
but I've heard yours and it's spot on. So can we have a?
या कुछ नहीं आई मीन थोड़ा बहुत प्रैक्टिस कर लेंगे तो सबको आ जाएगा यार इट्स नो बिग डील और वो क्या बोलते हैं यार वो क्या होता है ना यार वो पैशन होता है ना यार वो फिर हो जाता है मतलब
He's almost from Satya the movie or something. He's one of the smaller criminals or gangsters who's just getting in one line in the middle.
and like people from Delhi and all have just told me like he's got this so interesting way of speaking and everyone speaks
he's
like this in
damn-
Mumbai. Yeah, he's damn funny and the way that he speaks he just
But he is funny, huh?
he's very
If
funny.
you see the press conferences, all
Very
Rohit is a
funny.
wit.
Very,
he's a
very
proper
funny
wit.
guy, yeah,
We did one show with him for IDFC, and he's very dry. He's very very British style kind of humor with just dry conversation.
Yeah.
That garden mein ghumte hai kind of. I mean that's that's a setup of a very laid back comedian style.
And you almost feel that he's going to snap at any moment. Reporter asking him some silly question and then like kya yaar? He's almost over
Yeah, but
here,
it hangs
almost
there.
about to say
it hangs
bib.
but it hangs there. He doesn't cross.
You hear
that
it,
line.
but
Yeah,
you.
yeah. But I remember even I think who was it? I think was it Prasidh Krishna? One of the fast bowlers misfielded. In the BGT the matches that he played, and it cut to his face because he misfielded and went for 4.
Yeah.
And then that guy looks up at him and he says. That was good captaincy. He's a human being also. Like, oh, man, this series going away from us.
Imagine in the 90s if he was the captain and
Or 70s.
Would have lost his voice,
70s
yeah.
when our spin quartet, none of them could field. As good as they were.
I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, must have been a tough time. But yeah, I
What a
think
talent,
fielding
bro.
side-
Let's give him a little bit of love. What an absolute talent. Seeing an Indian batsman play the pull. I'm a little older than you. We had real problems with the short ball. Jimmy Amarnath, Sunil Gavaskar, fine.
Yeah.
But, lots of them struggle, won't take names. And then suddenly you have this guy who they will not bowl short to.
Yeah.
In his pomp, you will not bowl short to. Me or Brett Lee will be like, boss, let's just go outside of
Yeah.
don't mess with this guy.
I did a reel of mimicking Sanjay Manjrekar on Rohit Sharma.
Oh, I just shot it. You must do Sanjay Manjrekar. I'll send him this reel. Yeah. I just shot something with him. Huh.
Okay.
It's like, no, Rohit is one of those guys, who's, one of those rare people who you can say is a great puller of the ball. An Indian batsman, people from our generation, the first instinct is to be defensive against the short ball. But Rohit Sharma thinks of the attacking option, and I think that makes him different.
Superb. Sanjay Manjrekar, this is for you, sir. Now when you want to rest, you just pay 50% of your income. He's on the commentary panel. Huh?
Yeah,
so,
he's...
Boss, I've got this great idea, bro. I'm copywriting this idea. So when they want to rest, because very often they don't see the face much.
Yeah.
They can avoid that shot for that. Once in a while, a little bit of shot is shown of a commentator. But by and large, it's audio.
Yeah.
Okay? So we'll just stick with the audio. Whenever they want to rest, you come in.
Yeah, I've been pitching this idea, for...
Bro, you can do almost all of it. And you can do English, Hindi, everything.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Yeah, I know. There's no problem from my side.
Sign the contract. Sign the contract, baby. Sign the contract. Yeah.
You're talking about 50%, I'm ready for 20.
Kaisa fund management karega tu? Yeah, what? I'm not putting my money with this guy. He's cutting his own money down.
Cheap fund.
Never trust of yeah. What did they teach you at MBA school? So that's Rohit Sharma and of course legend Virat.
Yeah. No, Virat. Again, Virat is someone
Tougher.
who's he's very tough.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have how do I say? He doesn't have a very.
It's like Ganguly. It's that neutral Indian accent.
Yeah,
It's like
I know.
Many of.
And his voice is he doesn't have that. What do I say?
You're blaming him now. Huh?
No, I'm not blaming him.
मैं नहीं कर सकता because it's his fault. Virat,
Don't
please
get
call up.
No. Just for the record, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, some voices are very difficult to mimic, and I think a lot of people have kind of.
But considering you can do Australians and all, which are alien to your culture in a sense.
Yeah.
You can do English, Australian, South African. I mean, Tony Greig is all over the place.
But he had a distinct kind of a voice, which is.
Yeah, it is a over the top.
Yeah.
That helps.
So yeah.
So then Ravi must be too easy for you.
Yeah. Not easy, but yeah, I'll give it a try.
I'll tell you what. With Virat, the two things that he did, apart from being one of the best cricketers in the world, what he did was he brought fitness to Indian cricket. The second thing, we started winning everywhere. पहले India में जीतता था, we started winning everywhere. He took the bloody pitch out of the equation. भाड़ में गया pitch. And that was Virat for you.
Super.
So, yeah.
And then the pitching, the pitch of the pitch you're talking about, your pitch was spot on. Really sounded like him. Oh, wow. Can you imagine what fun you could have at interviews when they're tired and all?
I know,
Will you do the phone interview?
Just waiting for them to get tired at some point.
They are tired. I'm sending that reel to Sanjay Manjrekar.
Yeah, please,
He'll
please.
give you a call. And we'll work out some packages for sure. Okay, so that's Virat. MS we've done. Rohit we've done. Sticking to Indians first, and then after the break we'll try and go back to the foreigners. So which are the older Indians? Could you do SMG? SMG stuff.
Yeah, he's very tough.
But he does a lot of ers in the middle.
I'll probably go in with Sachin. And I think a lot of people have done his mimicry.
But don't do Sachin where Sachin feels bad. Because I can do that Sachin.
Okay, no.
We want Sachin to come at one point here.
Yeah, no. So yeah, a lot of people have done it.
Not be too light.
Yeah. A lot of people have done it incorrectly, and I think that's been the main problem.
Hey, those of you who are doing Sachin, learn today.
Please.
Now, okay, so this is an authentic version. This is not a mimicry,
this
funny
is not
version.
a,
this
not
is like if
at
you
all, not
actually
at
wanted to fool Anjali Tendulkar on the phone, then this is the
I
voice.
doubt it.
Because as an acting job, supposing you're playing his biopic, acting job is very different from comedy job.
Yeah.
The comedy job, you have to spin it 10% and make it more than it is, and all, hence it becomes funny.
Yeah.
So this is now you're please
actually.
correct me if I'm wrong. You're doing this as the sincere Sachin doppelganger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. So it's like if Sachin is talking about Virat and his retirement. With Virat, I just feel it's about his work ethic. And a lot of people tell me, this guy has got a lot of talent. But that's true. But the fact is, his work ethic is what separates him from the others. And that's probably inspired an entire generation to be fit and give it their all in the field. And I think that's the legacy of Virat.
Super, boss.
Yeah.
That sounded really authentic, no? Look at these boys, they're all coming in their pants here. Disgusting, man. But that's a fantastic thing that you've done right here. But I think you got away from the funny part.
Yeah.
You could easily caricature it and you didn't go there.
Yeah.
You did more like an asli avaz. Sachin, what if I'm going to ask you, because you're a cricket lover, if you were to choose Sachin, Virat, SMG,
Oh God.
no, as a fan,
Can I?
why is it? I don't see why it's a negative thing. They're not your personal friends. Ke phone उठाएगा बोलेगा, hey, Shringarpure, कैसा ला?
I hope not.
Oh, shit.
No, they won't do it.
You better go with Maharashtrian first then. So Virat goes third, huh? Safety.
I mean, a lot of fans kind of get.
I love these
as
conversations, yeah. It's damn tough to answer. And this is a personal thing. It's never correct or wrong.
Yeah. I would say Sachin.
You got Sachin number 1.
Sachin number 1.
That book has just come out, 50 best cricketers, ranked him world number 2 of all time after Don Bradman.
After
and
Don
before Jack
Bradman?
Hobbs,
Okay.
yeah.
Sachin is like an emotion for all of us growing up, and he's something else.
Sachin!
He's the beacon of hope, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's someone who
I think
kind of
India grew. It's a paradox
Yeah.
that happened. India grew as a global power.
Absolutely.
India grew economically.
Absolutely.
I mean, urban India grew. People like us got money. Not everybody. Hey, what is the problem here? But yeah, no, that parallel thing happened
Yeah.
also, which
I
Sachin
know,
is
I
that
know.
symbol. I know what you're saying.
I know. And to kind of have these expectations of everyone and play in a side, I mean, no disrespect to that side, but
But the second half of his career,
as a
great batting lineup.
we had a
Possibly
great
the best
and-
batting lineup I've ever
I
seen.
agree.
Yeah.
But in the 90s especially, I think
From
that's
89 to
what
say 96, definitely here and
Yeah.
there. Although Azhar was there, Sidhu was there. I
we
mean,
had good players,
Yeah.
but I don't think I still think it was
once you got late 90s, once
yeah.
Rahul and Saurav are
yeah,
there.
once they
Lakshman
came in,
and
it kind
Lakshman
of got
is
sorted.
unbelievable
Our
in
bowling
certain
wasn't all that great. The fast bowling in the 90s wasn't. I mean,
Srinath.
Srinath was terrific.
And a little later, Zahir Khan comes in.
Yeah, Srinath
and
was
Ashish
amazing.
Nehra comes in. And
I
Prasad
think
was there
post
for
the
a little while.
2000s, it was good. But in the 90s, it was mostly Srinath was carrying the mantle of the bowling, and Anil obviously with the spin department. But Sachin really, I mean, just to carry that weight of all of these guys and
I mean,
inspire
never to say
them.
someone's bigger than the game, but ever there was someone,
yeah.
and there was a
Has to be
period
Sachin.
in the 90s, you would say that when you talk about
Yeah.
Desert Storm, I think 97, 98,
98,
at that point, I think there's nothing bigger than Sachin
Yeah.
worldwide.
That was
and
crazy.
I remember reading somewhere that the one Australian guy who, don't want to be racist, but, ethnic Australian, Caucasian male, father and mother, mother is female, just in case there's a problem, name their kid Sachin. Which once that starts happening, that's, but suppose your surname is like O'Hara or whatever, typical, but given a Sachin first name.
Yeah.
Which once that's, cross starts happening across countries, because that's, for me, that's a symbol of real acceptance, because it's just, you're a big fan, it doesn't matter where you're from, and then, Washington Sundar, because the father worked under some teacher called Washington in America, who was his guru.
Yeah.
So, it's another thing where it doesn't matter what culture you are, this is real respect. Yeah.
That's right. And actually, I hear a lot of stories about Sunil Gavaskar, and I've seen a few
Bro,
videos
for me,
of
number
this.
one.
Yeah.
Number one.
For a lot of
No
people...
helmet. Some of those wickets
With
he
no
played,
helmet,
batted
I
on.
think it's a different game altogether.
Game altogether.
Unbelievable that he averages 51 in
Joel
Test
Garner
match
bowled,
cricket.
I remember listening to 6 bouncers
Yeah.
in West Indies, 82 series.
And they didn't have limit on bouncers.
No,
back then, yeah.
bowling 6 bouncers. And imagine, he would sway. He was the best swayer. Swayer means you're watching the ball past your nose.
Right.
Imagine if you ever batted, try that.
Yeah.
What courage you need to keep your eye on the ball till here. Ducking is one thing, which he also did, but watching it. I'm getting
that
goosebumps
was-
thinking about it. Just
that
how
was
good he
crazy,
was.
yeah.
Watching the ball outside the off stump, you see these horrible batting in the first innings of the World Test Championship coming from a novice like me. But really, they struggled. Both the sides struggled on the 2 days when the wicket was moving. Gavaskar and Boycott would have batted.
Yeah.
They would have batted that first
Definitely,
half. They would have been beaten left, right, and center.
Unbelievable player.
Watching the ball, looking for the outswinger, leaving them. I mean, for me, another level. Yeah. Another level of batsmanship.
Did you happen to see that innings
96.
of 96
The last one,
in
Bangalore. Every ball.
You did?
I thought we'll win.
Oh.
While he was there.
We lost by what, 15 runs?
12 runs or something. It was very close. And the ball was turning square. Iqbal Qasim, who never got a wicket before or after, he had become like Abdul Qadir or, one of these
Right.
magicians. Ball was just turning left, right and centre. He read the ball from their hand. He never missed a step. On the other
was
side, no one is able
unbelievable.
to know what's happening.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He famously batted left-handed, no?
In one of the
thwart
Ranji
spin,
games.
The
Yeah,
leggy.
yeah.
He just he batted and he batted right-handed on the other end.
Yeah.
So who can do this? And this is not arrogance, and this is just absolute, a master.
Something else.
A master. It's a master class.
He was something else.
And beta, I don't want to talk about Apna Zamana, but remember when you're playing Kanga League in Mumbai, okay, you're playing on wickets in monsoon, in rain. I mean, sometimes the ball is not even bouncing.
Yeah,
you're learning how to bat in all conditions. Nothing. Maybe you don't get Perth bounce, but other than that, everything that you get makes you into a better batsman. And that's why we produce some of the greatest batsmen from this Mumbai little patch between
Absolutely.
Shivaji Park and South Bombay. That just little patch they all came out of.
No, that's true. My dad used to actually play for Kanga League.
To flexing करता है. अरे मेरा बाप भी यार.
जानता है मेरा बाप
Parsi
कौन.
cyclist.
Small
So,
clan. We
B
have
division
to
he played?
promote ourselves.
Bro, B division.
Yeah,
That's
he
pretty
played
high.
B division. Yeah, A division. Most of the Indian Test cricketers were playing at that
Yeah.
time. Sunny was playing.
And they would come back and play, huh?
Yeah, they would come back.
Come back from West Indies tour. Others playing for Nilon, playing for this thing.
Yeah, Ravi Shastri used to play. I think
All of
Dilip
them.
Vengsarkar, all of those guys.
Vengsarkar 100%.
Yeah, all of those guys used to play.
For Bombay Gymkhana also.
Yeah, and he used to tell me, it's so difficult and you have to play in rains and all that. And
Can you believe it?
yeah, that's when I stopped playing cricket. I was like, I'm chutia.
So when they complain wicket mein kuch hai and all that, wicket mein kuch hai, to aaja, come to Azad Maidan and bat in July. Let me see how good you are. So Sunny for me is something else. Yeah. And even Vishwanath, so of course his figures don't compare, but Vishwanath.
Mohit Ramannath was a great player of fast bowling.
That 1 year, I don't know if you were not born, but 82-83, that period of winning the World Cup just before West Indies Pakistan tours, he was the best batsman in the world for 1 year. And this came from the Michael Holding and all, who said no one has played them as well as Jimmy Amarnath. But after those, then they come back in 83, he got those 5 ducks in a row.
Yeah.
So that all again it started. But for 1 year, Jimmy Amarnath.
He was the best player of fast bowling, is what I think even Sunny had said.
Yeah, 300s against Imran and company in Pakistan on those conditions.
Unbelievable.
And 2 in West Indies.
Yeah. I know.
Okay, we'll take a break. Otherwise, it looks like I'm here to promote your talent, not discuss my knowledge of cricket and how much I like older cricketers compared to younger cricketers. The sickness of old people, Apna zamana mein. We'll take a break and then come back. Shaarang is available for private parties, ladies. Rate kya hai, beta?
For ladies.
Oh, nahi, for lady. Ab batao it. We'll take a break.
It's time. Create the life you've always dreamed of. Join me, Ashton Doctor, on a journey of self-discovery, productivity, and wellness. In just a few minutes, we'll bring you practical insights and actionable tips to help you build positive habits that stick. Tune in to The Compounding Mindset, brought to you by Access Mutual Funds. Subscribe to the podcast now and start your transformation today. Don't wait. Do it now. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
All right, back here with Shaarang. We're just, having fun and a lot of respect to all the cricketers from the past and the present. But I think people think that you're disrespecting when you do mimicry. I think in the West, they're very clear. And generally, people, it's a form of, it's almost a form of showing respect.
Yeah, it is. It's a form of flattery. And I think it's also the way you do it, right?
Yeah.
We talked about people doing Sachin's mimicry and kind of trying to make fun of it. But I never do it in that way. Even if you see my reels, it's it'll be funny, but the person who's actually seeing that reel, who I am mimicking, he'll be the one who will be impressed the most. Is my target.
Also,
basically.
you hit the pitch. Yeah. Many of us can do it without hitting their pitch.
Yeah, that's
we can
important.
get the inflections correct.
Yeah.
We don't get their pitch correct, which is damn tough. Yeah.
The texture is something which is
that's
the
a
most
natural
difficult.
gift.
Yeah. That's
Stop
the
showing off,
part.
man. I'm saying now. He's agreeing. Look at the ego, man.
No,
he's agreeing. Yeah, that's right.
No, that's the tough part. I said. I was trying to be humble.
Yeah. you're like poor Sachin. Yeah. Everybody's telling you good. Finally, okay, I'm good. Leave it.
No, yeah, that's the tough part. So Danny Morrison shared my reel on X.
What is the Australian? They invited you. The Australian. You did something with the commentators.
Yeah, I did something for Channel 9. I think for ABC News basically.
Okay.
So they had.
So somebody saw it from their side.
From their side, and they took like an interview of mine, and there was one person called Billy Birmingham. I think that was his name.
Yeah.
So he used to do a lot of impressions of the Channel 9
I've seen this guy. Yeah.
He was
in fact, he's released a CD or something back in 10-15 years back.
I think so. Yeah.
Of just impressions.
Yeah, I didn't know about him, but
Billy Birmingham.
a lot of people keep telling me that he was pretty good.
But he can't do Indians.
No, he can't do Indians.
You can do Aussies.
He did all of the Channel 9 commentators. So yeah, that's where they kind of had this story where there's new person coming up and he's coming up from India, and they took an interview of sorts. And
so what impression did you do then?
So it was mainly the Channel 9 commentators.
Did you Ian Chappell? Because I Ian Chappell is one of your top.
So so let's go ahead with Ian Chappell.
Can you do together?
Yeah,
like they're talking to each other?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you're going to try this. It's not easy. He's going to switch from one Aussie to the next Aussie.
Yeah.
But just tell us who they are and then you start.
Yeah. So basically, I'll start with Tony Greig, Bill Lawry, Richie Benaud, Ian Chappell, and Mark Taylor.
Jeez, wow.
Right?
You're doing 5 ka jugalbandi without stopping. Yeah. Okay, done.
So this is like a match situation where Sachin Tendulkar is batting and
when he's blasted that one through the offside field, that's racing away to the boundary for 4. What a player. Bull, I've told you this before as well. This little bloke can bat.
Karim Khan, what a ripper! Dear Tony, you put the markers on him. That's superb bowling. All of a sudden it's 5 for 255. It's all happening here at the MCG.
Well, it was 2 for 222 some 20 minutes ago. And suddenly it's 5 for 255. As we take a look at that wicket. It's done in between the legs. What a mighty fine bowler.
Well, this wicket belonged to Shane Warne took that wicket, but I mean, it belonged to Jason Gillespie and Glenn McGrath as much as it did to Shane Warne. I look at the pressure that they put on the other end.
Well, I'll tell you what, Billy. I just think Shane Warne is one of those magicians. He knows how to get the batsman out. It's one thing bowling good deliveries, but it's another thing to try and get the batsman out. Yeah. So, yeah, bang on.
Wow. That's fantastic. That's super, really. I mean, that's really tough. He's done 5 guys, and he's done them all without a break, which is really, he's just flowing from one to another. Bro, is this serious? Forget the fun managing. If you're this good, bro, then you just do this forever.
Thanks,
you can forget the reels. You should do live concerts, man. People like me will come. Cricket lovers will love it.
Yeah. No, I've started doing it. So I try to kind of manage both, and live shows have started. So
live shows. Can you do Donald Trump? Because that'll help a lot for immigration and all that. But think about it, yeah. You can help a lot of people. Can you?
Again, people in power.
People in power. People in power. Yeah, sorry. Disclaimer. Even if you're head of your board of control of the country, also we don't touch it. We don't go that far also. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay, let's, so that's the Aussies. We haven't done the English enough. Without putting them down, it's just a different style. But yes, it's less animated. So maybe a challenge sometimes because there's less action.
Yeah. But they again also a distinct way of speaking. So they have their own different accents. So you have Michael Atherton for one.
Yeah, Lancashire.
I think Kohli and Sharma have both got a great career. Have been absolutely fabulous. I like to say English crowds will miss them out here playing. So congratulations on glorious career.
And then David Lloyd steps in.
Oh, absolutely. Both of them are fantastic. They're not coming to England. It's an absolute shame, is this? I would love to have seen Sharma and Kohli both. So if you're hearing, please come about. Please come to England.
Both Lancashire. That's great. Yeah. Then
you have
Nasir.
Yeah, and with the baseball pitches out there in England, I think both of them would have thrived.
Essex.
And I think the English fans want to see good cricket. They want to see Kohli. They want to see Sharma.
Yeah, that's him.
And, it's a shame. It's a pity that they're not coming in.
Graham Swan, possible?
No, I haven't tried Swan. I recently tried with Ian Morgan.
Yeah.
And what if a commentator was a third umpire and he's like,
can you rock and roll that angle for me? Yeah, it's pitching in line, hitting in line, wickets hitting. I'm satisfied with this. Yeah, Richard, you can stay with your original decision of out. You're on the big screen now.
Nice. Excellent. Pakistan have you done? But Pakistan we've not... it's more radio commentary from the 80s and 90s which was very strong. There's only Ramiz.
Yeah, I did Imran's...
Imran, the deep voice. And he would say Gavaskar.
Yeah.
Sunny Gavaskar.
Sunny Gavaskar जैसे बल्लेबाज इसे बैट्समैन इंडिया में बहुत कम हुए दुनिया में बहुत कम हुए he's a different breed altogether. पर जहाँ पे तेज गेंदबाजी की बात है पाकिस्तान के पास बड़े तेज गेंदबाज हुआ करते थे पर अब हिंदुस्तान के पास भी आ गए तो ये डिफरेंस है बैट्समैन हमेशा थे इंडिया के पास पर अब जो तेज गेंदबाजी आई है that's what's making the difference.
Superb. Very good. Excellent. I can't think of any young Pakistani commentators because it's all moved into internet where they're sort of having panel discussions.
Yeah.
But that style, what you're doing, which is almost radio. Because in the TV was like radio in the beginning. They were descriptive and doing all that as well.
Yeah.
Who else? Who we left out? West Indies we haven't done. Michael Holding?
Michael Holding, yeah.
Michael Holding doesn't like a lot of doesn't like T20 cricket.
Yeah.
He likes test match cricket. You saw the recent final, WTC, the ebbs and flows of the test match.
Yeah.
That's what makes the test match special.
Wow. That's fabulous, bro. I don't need we can save money. We don't need a panel. We just need you, and we don't show you. And we just keep talking and switching. And you're even actually saying things as a cricket lover, which I'm recalling. It's like doing authentic conversations.
Yeah.
Which
So
we've
all
heard.
that, like I said, I mean, all of it actually came from the fact that I really had this great love and passion for the game. So I recently appeared on Ravi Ashwin's podcast for 4 episodes, and that's what he told me as well. Like, how do you kind of imagine that these are the guys with this train of thought? If I tell you, if this is the situation, and how do you imagine that this guy will say this? And actually, that's the easiest part for me because I've grown up listening to them.
It's
and
already
kind of
in the bank.
Admired them so much. Yeah.
Software is already there.
Yeah,
You don't have to worry about that.
I don't have to worry about
It's
that.
not- yeah.
So I admired them so much, and so it's pretty much.
Danny Morrison, you spoke about
Danny
him. I mean, he was larger than life.
I'll just
This is Cyrus. This is Danny Morrison reporting from the city of Bollywood, Mumbai. This is going to be a crazy episode. Crazy with a capital C. He's got his dancing shoes on. I've got my dancing shoes on. So without wasting much time, let the party begin.
Yeah.
the eye.
yeah. The eye as well. Wow.
Yeah, Morrison's amazing. And he's such a sport, He's
Yeah.
like shared a couple of my videos and he comments on my videos. He's
I think
so
they
good,
also
yeah.
were the first lot that became very colourful. You had this very BBC style commentary and all right up till the 90s and all. Tony Greig was the first to sort of go a little away and become more animated. And then Danny Morrison, from our side of the world, because he worked a lot in the South Asian areas, was the guy who picked it up. And then Navjot Singh Sidhu, I think, broke the bank completely. When he went to, talking about the pressures, being felt like a midget in a urinal, and I mean, he would come up with all these things.
Oh,
which is
God, he
just
was just
unbelievable.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan of Sidhu.
And
And
change
he
the
has
game.
Equal number of muhavras in English as well.
No,
That's
I think he
amazing.
studies this all day. Hindi and English, he has all these kahavats and muhavras ready and he just flings them. Sometimes you don't even have to match. He's like, "Mere ko bolna padega." I've got it stocked up. I have to release some, so that the gadi can move forward. Yeah.
That's fantastic, Sidhu. And glad he's coming in on both things. And he's very insightful about the game
No,
as
he's
well.
entertaining. There's no question. He's insightful.
He's very insightful.
So the way it works for me is like I like the normal commentary, the more calm commentaries of Nasir Hussain and Michael Anthony, which you've done, with one guy who's like a Sidhu or one guy who's like a Jeff Boycott or something. So the guy who's slightly animated has to be there, and it works only when the others are not.
Yeah,
because it's always more fun.
Absolutely. So that's why I love the Channel 9 commentary a lot, because they used to play off each other. And you had Tony and Bill who were really excited about the game, and then you had Richie who was like very understated.
Very understated, yeah.
And then Chappelli as well. He was someone who used to talk more about the technicalities of the game.
Yeah.
But, he had this beef with Ian Botham.
They still have.
They still have.
Botham only says bad
they did
things.
This one.
Botham wanted to punch him and all that.
Yeah. And Chappelli denies it. There's this one clip that is there on YouTube where both of these guys are commentating, and they're saying it's like they're not listening to them.
They don't look at each other.
They don't
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
each other, and they're saying different things.
Yeah.
Botham is still kind of acknowledging Chappelli's existence, but Chappelli's like going on a different tangent altogether. He's just not acknowledging. He's like, this is the one person who's doing the commentary, and it's so hilarious.
Can you do that?
No, I haven't actually tried doing that ever, because the young fans, I don't know if they would relate a lot to that, but yeah, that was amazing. I'm a fan of both of them.
Yeah.
Botham was also very good. I don't know why he doesn't do a lot of commentary.
See, in England, they have a retirement age. His daughter was in charge of Sky. She was the head of Sky Sports.
Okay.
That is the cricket section. And yet, at 65, he had to call it quits. David Garr, 65, call it quits.
Okay.
I mean, Hindustan mein alag cheez hai, because in any walk of life in Hindustan, we decide when to retire. But in Western culture, they're told 65, good night, Charlie, here's your champagne, here's your watch, F off. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah.
Uncultured people, I tell you.
Yeah, but both these guys, you speak of great cricketers.
Yeah.
Botham was one of my
Fantastic.
favorites. I mean, just like Kapil Dev, just once he's there, your blood is rushing, he's the guy.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Ashes 81.
Oh, unbelievable.
Bob Willis.
Unbelievable.
Bob Willis was amazing. Yeah, he was a fantastic commentator.
Good commentator, yeah.
I would just
Go
call
ahead.
a spade, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, Jeffrey Boycott's been saying rubbish a lot, but that's doing service to what you've been doing. You're probably worse than rubbish.
Warwickshire.
Yeah, he had
Birmingham
this-
boy, yeah.
And he was known for these post-match reviews where he would say all of these things, and kind of, people used to wait for that, after
He was like a poor man's Navjot Singh Sidhu. There would be some spice, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and in the 90s, the English team gave him a lot of chance to come up with all of this where they could criticize.
Yeah.
It was pretty damn poor back then.
Yeah, that's true. Not the best run.
Yeah.
Nasir is part of that. Not the best run.
But Nasir probably was the one who kind of changed.
He was an aggressive
their
captain.
complexion. He was a very good.
But the winning only
tactician.
started later.
Yeah,
I mean,
winning
they
started
were
later.
struggling. Yeah, they were struggling.
But I loved what he did with Giles, where he kind of is one of the tours to India. In
bold
2001.
on one negative line.
Yeah, the negative line.
Unbelievable.
That was very good.
You love doing that, but that's like body line in the end of the day, na? Because it's sort of the sportsmanship goes out of it. You don't let Sachin,
Yeah. And he got him out stumped, and
The
that
only
was the
time
only
he's stumped.
time
Yeah.
Sachin was stumped.
Bro, you know your cricket, yeah, that's for sure. Why we're talking like two old men? We should be retired from everything now. We're just sitting there and reminiscing about all kinds of things that happened before. Okay, tell us a little bit about your career now. So, what's the live show format like? How do you do this for 1 hour, 1.5 hours?
Yeah, so it's a mix of stand-up on cricket
Yeah.
and mimicry. So it's mainly focused towards mimicry.
Yeah.
Kind of sometimes, most of the times, it's like a podcast where I have someone with me who's
Who
asking
sets it
these
up.
questions, who
Yeah,
sets it up.
yeah.
So that makes it more interesting, and it can get to a conversation where it could lead up to interesting things. So yeah, I do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, normal stand-up, mimicry based.
Have you said Ravi Ashwin put you on?
Yeah.
Has any cricketer asked you to like do the knuckle, like sir, maine suna and all that, or maine dekha? Not yet.
I think I had this interaction with Mohammad Kaif once, and he said that I see your videos, and I was like a fanboy, Mohammad Kaif, this great guy, and he's telling me
famous
that,
NatWest chase.
I know, and just the moment that I saw him, I was like, NatWest, don't say NatWest.
Don't say
Everyone has said
And people
NatWest.
forget he carried the game.
Yeah.
Yuvraj got a lot of the plaudits, but Kaif is very much
Kev
50%.
was,
Yeah.
and he's played so many innings. Yeah, the 2002 Champions Trophy against Zimbabwe.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
2004 in Pakistan, it was I think the 4th one-day international where he
And
got
white
all
ball, he
those runs.
definitely didn't get his due.
Fantastic player.
And don't forget the
Very
fielding.
underrated.
Best fielder of his
Fielding,
generation.
obviously. So I knew everyone's going to talk about the fielding,
yeah.
and I was like, everyone's going to talk about NatWest, and I'm sure he's bored
Oh,
of.
NatWest, he must be pak jata hai abhi.
Yeah,
The same thing. It's like Balwinder Singh Sandhu and that in-swinger to Gordon Grange.
Yeah.
It sets up the World Cup,
Right.
our victory. And that
Absolutely.
wherever he goes, I mean, at least my generation will always remind him. After sometimes like, boss.
Yeah. So he didn't ask me to do his mimicry, but he was like, I've seen your videos. And I was like a big thing for me. And he said, कि अभी मेरा करेंगे sir थोड़ी देर बाद and all that. But obviously I didn't do his. But yeah, recently I did a gig with Star for the IPL finals. So that was the time I kind of got to work with him. But like I said,
on the gig, did you do mimicry?
Yeah, I did mimicry for the.
Did you do Sehwag?
No, I didn't do Sehwag. I think I did Sidhu, I did Shastri, Manjrekar, Sachin, Dhoni, all of these guys. Yeah, but he's a lovely person. Yeah. Mohammad Kaif is amazing. I got to work with him, and that was one of the biggest things. And hopefully, like you said, once they get tired, I'm just waiting for them to get tired.
I think it's a great idea because again, it's audio medium by and large. Yaar.
Yeah.
You can take stock footage also of showing a commentator. It's not like they're doing anything.
Yeah.
Ye mic hai samne, and they take a
Absolutely.
quick shot like that and they pass back or whatever.
Yeah.
Someone's smiling at someone and that's it. You can easily pick it off here.
Absolutely.
And the ones that you're super confident about, you should just say, boss. They can take a break. Yeah? I mean, it's tiring. Manjrekar was telling me about traveling and all. I mean, you travel as a cricketer, then you come back, you take a little break, you travel as a commentator. It's a longer career for some. Ravi's been doing this since what, 1992, 93? Sunny's been doing this since he retired.
Yeah.
And still going strong.
And Ravi, I think if I'm not wrong, used to be there for all the games even back then.
Yeah.
He was there for Doordarshan as well as when he was there for the for Star. I think Star started.
Nimbus was
Nimbus,
first. Yeah.
And
Star
then
started later,
even for Channel 9, I don't remember.
No, so he's the Indian guy that they all love.
Exactly.
So
They
right
love-
now, he was in Channel 9 for series which didn't involve India. Then he's in that for the World Test Championships. He's there. Of course, they gave him the Ravi Shastri suite at Lords. They opened it.
Yeah.
It's a great honor. Oh, kya hai? I don't know. And why does he get a suite? I don't know. But I mean, that's something we can discuss offline. Yeah. But a great honor. But I think Ravi is that international Indian. He's always been that. Very friendly with the opposition. He's just that personality. He's very charismatic, magnetic, big, tall, good-looking guy. Blah blah blah. Likes the milk and all that. Which goes with many cultures. So yeah. So they love him. They love him. I heard a story, I think Manjrekar told us that he used to introduce himself because, see, Indians, this part of the world knows him very well. When he began his career, not so well known as a commentator in, say, Australia, England and all. So he would introduce himself as, my name is Ravi, like ravioli.
Okay.
Because so that they could get the pronunciation.
Okay.
Ravioli the food.
Yeah.
So he would introduce himself like that.
Oh.
But I think I'm very proud of Ravi. I think Ravi's that guy who punched up as a cricketer, 80 test matches, I think 10 or 12 hundreds, superb. Lots of
Fantastic.
wickets, great captain.
Great coach as well.
Great coach, one as a coach, one in Australia as a coach, and then as a commentator.
Yeah.
Possibly top of the line commentator, and
I would say so.
excellent at everything.
I would say so, yeah.
So Ravi, come on the show. Yeah? We can't butter you enough. Okay, so before we go, what's your plans now? What's next? And why are you keeping the fund managing? I'm sorry to keep asking.
Oh God, they're going to kill me after this.
The middle class mentality is very important. We're all from the same stock. I understand that, and you have to answer to your parents and all. It's not that simple.
Without being diplomatic, I think I enjoy that as well.
I can't believe that you enjoy it. What kind of personality switch will happen there? One day Ian Chappell is talking to Mark Taylor in his head, and the next thing is fudging numbers, trying to embezzle funds from stock that doesn't exist.
No, so yeah, I think it's going well at the moment. Let's see how thing goes. I think I'm able to manage both and some good people in my company as well. So
How do they take to it as you become more and more famous
they're very
and
supportive.
popular?
They're very supportive.
They're okay with it. Nobody's like boss to concentrate kar kaam pe and all that.
Absolutely.
Because you've gone from being an amateur fun guy in the office to being a professional now.
Yeah.
And as you get more and more famous, I'm sure it's going to be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, but they are very supportive of it, and I'm pretty lucky on that front. So yeah, that's why I'm able to manage both. And sometimes it happens where I'm working on something, and then suddenly Ian Chappell pops in my mind, Sachin pops in my mind. It's like, what about that reel? I was thinking about that reel or some collaboration that I'll be doing and something like that. That happens. So yeah,
The client
people around.
is the client concerned? Because I'm putting 50 crores on the table here for you, and he's suddenly Mark Taylor in freaking Sydney. I mean, what the hell, bro? My money's here.
No. Luckily, all of that just goes on in my head. I haven't exposed them to the reality of.
So unlike most Indian men who are thinking of porn, you're thinking of commentators doing commentary. That's a step up.
Also, that's the most satisfactory porn.
Yeah. Oh.
Gives the most satisfaction, believe me.
Both of them and Ian Chappell. Oh my God. Okay.
Officially grown old.
Yeah.
No, that is the thing that gives me the most satisfaction.
Okay, come on, let's end with some couple of. We've done Indians, we've done Pakistanis. Have you done Pakistan? Can you do the famous? What is our captain's name? Rizwan.
Oh, Rizwan. No, Rizwan I haven't tried because normally the way he speaks itself is kind of it's like a caricature of himself even when he speaks. So
You're doing nothing for diplomacy. Okay.
No, but it's true. It's
okay.
true. So whatever I do, it's going to be like I'm making fun of him, which is
You don't want to do that.
their performance does it for him. So,
Baba, ये बोलने में क्या है?
but it's
Unnecessary.
but also true.
All right.
So yeah.
You give me who's your favorite? Is there a favorite? It's a tough question to ask.
I love doing Chappelli.
Okay.
I think I can do him all day long.
Okay. So do Chappelli setting up India-England. Anderson Tendulkar. Oh,
but it's not Anderson.
It should be Nawab Patani Trophy for me.
It is, I think. They cancelled that.
I think so. There's a little controversy going on. How can you do that? Yeah, Patani. You can't disrespect him like that.
I think they cancelled that. I think it's
You better cancel that. Chappelli, tell them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a heritage and a culture to that. That's another side of the story. Now, if you look at the Indian team, and we spoke about the fact that Bumrah is not playing 5 test matches, I think they have to be very, very sure which test matches Bumrah is playing. I would probably play him at the Oval. He did what he did in the last tour, and on a pitch which has got nothing for the bowlers, I think that's when Jasprit Bumrah will really come into action, because that's when you'll need the quality of Bumrah. On a pitch that, a normal English pitch, which is doing a bit overcast conditions, you can have the other bowlers stepping up. On a really flat pitch, you need Bumrah.
Chappelli, I want to ask a question. Where to bat the Rishabh Pant?
Rishabh Pant is one of my most favourite players, to be honest. He takes the game head on. he reminds me, in my day, you had Sir Vivian Richards, right? He used to give me sleepless nights, and Boycott used to put me to sleep. So, that's what it was. And Rishabh Pant is one of those exciting players that really takes the game head on, and I think he's a good number 6 batsman. He should be batting at 6.
And what is your take on Nitish Kumar Reddy? Does he hold his place in the side in England?
No, I think he does. Again, a very good batsman. Probably the bowling is, there's scope for improvement, but I'd say in those conditions, I think he's a very, very good cricketer.
Fourth seamer.
Yeah, fourth seamer, and he's got a great attitude. That 100 that he got in Australia,
do you think Chappelli, do you think Indian cricketers are overpaid?
Absolutely not.
सोच के बोलो चपेली सोच के बोलो आगे भी
रास्ता है. Very sure they're absolutely not overpaid. But just in case you need me for the commentary, you can have me.
All right, cheers, man. That was fantastic.
Great.
So once again, let's see. We can check you out on your Insta, which is
Shaarang_94,
which we'll put up as well, and YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube as well. So I have my channel.
Yeah. So that Pornhub thing is all lies.
Yeah.
वो अब तक तो नहीं है. Fund manager, yeah, fund manager. Take out the D.
Always.
Look at these boys laughing at dirty, sleazy material, unnecessary. Boys are talent, yeah. You don't need to do all this dirty double entendre crap. All right, bro. Cheers. Thanks so much. Please come back.
Thank you.
We'll do some cricket discussions with you because you're first and foremost you're a cricket lover, and then you're a cricket artist. Yeah.
Fantastic being here.
Yeah.
And without trying to make you sound old, but it's a great fanboy moment for me to be here with Cyrus.
Sachin. That's a fanboy moment.
No. You are the Sachin of comedy.
Just say
without
Bandra police station ke aage. Which is where we are. Yeah. Cheers, man.
Thank
cheers,
you
mate.
so much. Cheers, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, signing off.
Wonderful podcast.
A couple of years right now.
Okay, let's go meet some Sheilas.
Sure, mate.
Cyrus says every time, Cyrus says, जब ये कहे तुम सुनो, please. तमीज़ से बात करना है ना, important people यार.